Welcome to the weekly astrology video. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope everybody's having a good week, and I do apologize for getting this video out a little late. I forgot to give you guys a warning. I actually knew I wouldn't be able to do anything on Thursday this week. Life happens. It is what it is. But thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, I am so happy to have you. I am Felicity Fletcher. I'm an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer. And I love talking about the astrology. So every week I come on here, I quickly let you know what's happening astrologically, and then I give you a word for the day. I'm not able to do a word for every single day because sometimes there's just not enough for me to go off of, but I do as many days as I can. You'll kind of see it especially this week. So this video is covering the week of Sunday, July 27th through Saturday, August 2nd. We don't have anything to talk about until Tuesday the 29th. And that is going to be the moon moving into Libra. When the moon is moving into Libra, we care a lot about diplomacy. We care a lot about what people think of us and what they need or they want or how they want to interact with us. It is a good time for teamwork. It is a good time to be working with others because people are going to be a lot more open to ideas and people are going to be more willing to work together. It is a time that has a lot of indecision because there is this overwhelming fear when we're dealing with Libra about making a decision that someone doesn't agree with. And that is something that can really freeze Libra in its tracks. So there is quite a bit of indecision when the moon is in Libra. And that is why the word of the day for Tuesday the 29th is hesitation. We're going to hesitate a little bit. We're going to take a little extra time. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be ready for it. Then on Wednesday the 30th, we have Venus moving into Cancer. Venus in Cancer is very nurturing. Cancer is all about home and feeling secure and feeling safe. And Venus is about a relationship. So we're really going to feel protective about the people that we care about. We're really going to be protective of our relationships and even our relationship with ourselves. There's going to be a lot more feelings. Cancer is very, very emotional. Whenever we are dealing with Cancer, emotions are coming up and everything's felt more. This is a time where we're going to be very dedicated. We are going to show love to each other through care. So you're going to see people reaching out to you more, people trying to help you more. You are going to want to go out and reach out and help people, and that's a good thing. We're going to be extra cuddly, so be ready for that. And we're really going to really be dealing with the need to feel safe, secure, to feel at home with our relationships, with the people around us, and even with ourselves. As one of the reasons that the word for the day is sensitive. When we're dealing with Cancer, everything is more sensitive, and that's not a bad thing. Being sensitive to your own feelings or to other people's feelings is a sign of growth. So a lot of times we see sensitive as a negative word. That's okay. It can be, but it isn't really. It's okay to be sensitive. Lean into that on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, the 31st, first thing we have is we have the moon moving into Scorpio. That brings with it passion, deep feelings, intensity. Anytime we're dealing with Scorpio or Pluto, intense is the word we use. It's going to be a time of self-examination. Whenever the moon moves into Scorpio, we need to look within ourselves and we need to look deep within ourselves. The other thing that is going to be happening on Thursday the 31st is that the sun is going to conjunct Mercury. When the sun conjuncts Mercury, this highlights our thinking, it highlights our communication. Things tend to be quick. Things are happening, they're happening right now. Things are moving. We are very adaptive, we are very curious, we are very busy. So on Thursday 31st, if all of a sudden you have 6 appointments, it's not surprising. People are going to be getting things done. When I used to work in sales, I would try to work days that the sun was conjunct Mercury, because that's when I knew I had the best chance of people walking in and doing something. This is the day you walk into the dealership and buy a car. This is the day you get things done. You go to doctor's appointments. You go get your lab work done. This is the day to do it. Things are happening. Plans are being made. It's also a really good time to meet people. So this busyness combined with the kind of intensity of Scorpio, of the moon in Scorpio, I picked the word of the day to be examine. This is a good day to examine ourselves, to examine what's happening around us. Take time on Thursday. You're going to be busy, but take a little bit of time to see how you feel about different things, how you feel getting things done. Take time to figure out what is missing or what needs to get done, because that Sun conjunct Mercury is going to help you get it done. This is the day to make to-do lists. So examine and then figure things out and take action. Then on Friday the 1st, this day is going to be a little bit rough. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Friday the 1st, we have Venus square Saturn and Venus square Neptune. Venus square Saturn brings with it stress, delays, distance. We tend to have difficulty in relationships during this time because we feel distant from each other. We want to spend a lot of time alone. We'll feel depressed. It's this almost lazy feeling, but you have to put in effort to get through this. You have to put in effort to deal with the delays, to be okay with the delays. You have to put in effort to not let this overwhelm us. So we're going to feel lazy, and there is an element of laziness to the day, and that is okay, but we can't let it overwhelm us because we have to put in the effort to step up to the plate, to deal with these feelings and to make it through. With Venus square Neptune, it also brings with it a lot of issues with our self-image. It brings with it insecurity, disappointment. It really kind of roots out issues in relationships because we're going to see places where we don't trust ourselves or we feel like we're failing. This is the time in relationships where you start to really question your part in it. So it is very difficult. You're going to be dealing with this stress. You're going to be dealing with delays. You're going to be dealing with this issue with self, really. Issue with self-talk. How we talk to ourselves is really going to come into play on the 1st, on Friday. It's going to be a time that we have to really put in effort to not let it overwhelm us. Because while that is the last energy that we deal with for the week, there's always next week. That is why the word that I picked for the day for Friday the 1st was withdrawal. Withdrawal has a negative connotation to it too. That's kind of been the theme for this week. Negative connotation, but is it really bad? Withdrawal just means taking time, taking things away. It means adjusting to what you no longer have. When you withdraw into yourself, you're not being as social, you're not being as active, but you're taking time to look inward. You're taking time to prep for whatever's next. When we go through withdrawal, when we take things out of our diet or we stop doing something, yes, it's hard, but after that withdrawal comes the building. After we withdraw, after we take away, that's when we can create something new. I also want to mention on Friday the 1st, it is a pagan holiday. It is Lunasa. This is the celebration of the first harvest festival. This is the time that we prepare to withdraw. This is the time that our ancestors were starting to harvest things, gather things to make it through the winter. And one of the things within witchcraft, within the cycles of the year, that I really appreciate is this idea of when to grow things, when to plant things, and when to harvest, and when to take a break. We are harvesting. We are collecting what we have. We are getting ready to withdraw for the winter. We have some time. This is just the first of 3 harvest festivals. But we're getting ready for that. And it's a reminder that everything works off of a cycle. And there's a time to withdraw. There's a time to move forward. And right now, it's okay to take a break, withdraw. And if you would like to celebrate Lunasa on Friday the 1st, there are a couple really fun ways to do that. We're celebrating the harvest of things like wheat and corn. So having a dinner with other people is always a good idea. Baking bread, or even just drinking a beer, and thinking about how that food was prepared, how it got to your plate, thanking the earth for it, and being ready to withdraw, to take care of ourselves through the winter. This is a week where things are better than they seem. We're using words this week that have negative connotations that might not seem the greatest, but are actually good, are things that we need for life, that are things that we need to grow. So this is the time. Go ahead and grab your pen and paper, grab your calendar. I'm going to review everything for this week, just the words actually. We're going to review the words. So Tuesday the 29th, hesitation. Wednesday 30th, sensitive. Thursday the 31st, examine. And Friday the 1st, withdrawal. And this week is all about what may seem negative can actually be positive. Thank you so much. You hear the spiel every single time. There's plenty of ways you can support the videos. You can reach out to me, you can comment, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe to the channel. All I really ask is that I'll see you next week, and next week I promise I will be back on Thursday. Actually, I shouldn't promise that. Life's getting really crazy. I am hopefully going to be back on Thursday. I'll see you then.